The following Toku Podcastu contains spoilers from both past and present tokusatsu, anime, manga, movies and other related media. If you do not wish to be spoiled, we suggest turning off the podcast now. Otherwise, please enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Tokusatsu Podcast, the best show about Tokusatsu you've probably never heard of. I'm Jay.
Remember that time the Justice League became gorillas?
Yes.
Yeah.
But which time?
The third time.
Is that the time where Gorilla Grodd became Lex Luthor?
Yes.
Or was that the time where Lex Luthor merged with Brainiac?
That was the same time you just said, actually.
Was it then?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
Well, you're gay.
Maybe. That's up for debate. Well, but unlike the next person I'm going to introduce, which is Phil.
Remember that time Superman and Godzilla tried to push a building?
Don't
You
fucking
can't
steal my
steal
bit.
his fucking gimmick. You're stealing his gimmick. As always,
I'm
the only
calling
thing a
my
New
fucking
Yorker
lawyer.
can
Go ahead, bitch.
The only thing a New Yorker can do, the only thing a New Yorker is capable of, is stealing nice things from other people.
Fuck you.
Stealing things from
Just
Boston.
how they stole their entire culture from Maine.
We didn't steal a culture from Maine, you jackass.
Maine is just what New York would have been if New Yorkers didn't exist.
Oh yeah, you
Anyways.
oil baron.
If I was an oil baron, I wouldn't need to be on this computer right now.
You think I would be talking to you losers if I was an oil baron? Yeah, exactly.
I would be doing crack off a crocodile, an albino crocodile.
Ew,
Exactly. That's how rich I would be.
that's disgusting.
Anyway, speaking of white crocodiles, we're here to talk about the latest installment of Why People Don't Understand Godzilla by Twitter. Godzilla versus King Kong! No, it's Godzilla X Kong.
2.
Age of the
New Empire.
The new gods.
Age of the Empire Strikes Back.
So Godzilla's a new god now.
Might as well
Just
be.
like Martian Manhunter is a new god. And just like Bendis wrote, I don't fucking care. Anyways, Jay, I'm giving up on that. What's Godzilla X Kong about? Besides the most unfortunate title ever.
Well, according to Twitter, it's a very accurate title, but Godzilla X Kong is the most recent MonsterVerse entry, in which bizarre signals are coming from somewhere within Hollow Earth. And as a quick aside, I still cannot believe that Hollow Earth is a thing in this movie. Like Hollow Earth used to be like tier 2, tier 3 schizo conspiracy theory stuff, and here it is in a mainstream big budget blockbuster movie, like unironically. Like, could you imagine
That's
that
how
like
you
5
know.
years ago?
That's how you know Hollow Earth was just a psyop.
That's how you know Hollow Earth is just like real and just nobody cares.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, some scientists discover a signal is coming deep from underground in Hollow Earth. Try figuring out how the fuck that makes any sense. And King Kong himself is on the search for said signal by coincidence, as he finds evidence of missing ape people underground trying to find where his tribe once was, which leads to him stumbling across a secret society buried deep within Hollow Earth of banished ape people seeking to reclaim the surface world. Meanwhile, Godzilla is doing things. There you go.
Godzilla is
For
angry.
some reason.
Godzilla is, as usual, pissed off and trying to destroy things.
So it's Godzilla X Kong Rise of the Congolong.
Yes.
The Congolians.
Rise of the Congo Bongo Island.
You know what? If this was just a sequel to Donkey Kong Bongo Island, that'd be cool.
I mean, we do have Diddy Kong now, so...
That's true, we do.
We do. Kong has a new equipable weapon called his son.
Finally, Kong is the most
so-
relatable hero in that he commits child abuse.
Oh my god.
It's just like me, for real, for real. Anyways,
His new
so
weapon, his beer-getting machine.
oh, did you see that GIF too?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, so let's get down to the most important thing, not the story. Because the story doesn't matter. The story is like every MonsterVerse story after Godzilla King of the Monsters.
We forgetting?
It doesn't
Are we
matter.
forgetting something?
It doesn't matter. Nothing happens. And Millie Bobby Bubba Brown is not here anymore.
Somehow she's not in this movie.
Well, it's fine because she took Deadpool Kid with her, and I'm fine with that.
God, I'm so fucking glad that kid was
If
not
he
in this
was
movie.
back in this movie, I would have walked out. I would have walked.
Look, the fact that we got podcast guy at all was like, he was already fucking pushing his luck in the last movie. The fact that he's back, out of all of those three, no thank you.
I'm kind of surprised they brought anybody from that movie back besides like, well, who?
There was the main scientist chick from Kong. So
yeah, and the little girl, I forgot her name.
Gia.
I don't think they ever say the name in this movie. I forget what they said in the last movie.
It's
well, it's
Gia.
Gia. Phil said. Okay. Like I expected them to come back, but I didn't think anybody else was. I'm surprised they brought the podcast guy back. I was like, oh really? He's back, but Millie Bobby Boo Boo Brown is not.
Doing
I guess she's too busy.
She was busy doing that god awful damsel movie.
Oh,
I thought she was too busy doing like season 25 of Stranger Things.
probably. I'll at least give him this. Podcast guy at least had a valid reason to be here in this movie, where he doesn't just show up and stick around for no fucking reason like in the last one. Here he has a valid reason to be introduced into the plot. He has a valid reason to stick around. And for the most part, he actually has a motive and a reason to do anything in this movie, so they win there at least.
I will say, we made fun of the Hollow Earth thing. Honestly, they toned his conspiracy theories down pretty hard. I feel like they toned him down compared to what he was in Godzilla vs. Kong. Like, he was going around calling people tap water in the last movie. Now it's just like,
well, he's toned
my
down
blog.
mostly because he was proven to be 100% correct in the last movie, so, like, they can't make him, like, a weirdo haha conspiracy guy when
Because
he's
everything
right.
he's saying is right.
Exactly.
I will say, he did get one of the only funny lines of the movie, and that's Ghidorah Stan. I fucking hate that, but it made me laugh.
That
It was so
makes me
stupid.
wonder, like, how the fuck do people know who King Ghidorah is? Like, people obviously know who King Ghidorah is, but how do they fucking know his name? Like, how do they
it
know?
probably got leaked.
Other than other than Monarch people, how the fuck does anybody know any kaiju's name beyond Godzilla and King Kong?
Didn't they name Ghidorah in King of the Monsters?
Yeah, they did, but I
Like,
don't think they
on
would
the
ever
news?
they mentioned it. I don't think they ever said his name on like TV or anything.
I swear they said something like it's King Ghidorah or Ghidorah or something. I don't know. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe that's a conspiracy in and of itself. It's Monarch people trying to troll the guy out of his work. I don't know.
guess so. That works
All of
for
this
me.
is a fucking conspiracy, dude. The globalists are coming for Ghidorah.
Well, they already did. That was the fucking end teaser of which one was it? King of the Monsters or whatever.
No, that was the end teaser of fucking Godzilla vs. Kong.
That's
wasn't it?
right.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Whenever Charles Dance showed up, because
That was King of the Monsters.
God, I can't believe they had Charles Dance in these movies.
That was King of the Monsters.
Yeah, I thought so.
Was it?
I was
Which is the one that?
I was
which
like,
is
there's
the
no
one,
fucking way they got Charles Dance back for a second movie just for a cameo.
Which is the one where they were teasing Mechaghidorah?
That's King of the Monsters.
That's where they were teasing Mechaghidorah? Really? I thought that was like teasing like Mechagodzilla.
Hey, I got a better question.
Though.
Who cares?
I don't know. I
We
do
all care.
because the story in this movie doesn't matter.
don't.
I care.
Of course you care.
The story of this movie doesn't matter. It's a bunch of like underground people going, and Mothra comes out. That's what happens.
Mothra shows up.
And
for
then
no real reason.
and then, well, somehow Mothra returns, and then Crackhead Kong comes in out of nowhere. Okay, well, you know what? I guess we'll slow down. Let's talk about the actual main characters. I guess the main character this time around is actually Kong, even though he was kind of the main character in Godzilla vs. Kong anyways. But he's more of the main character now.
Again, but that's mostly because Godzilla's like barely in this fucking movie.
Well, it's because Godzilla, like, okay, let's be fair. There's really no reason for Godzilla to be here.
No, there isn't.
Like, I love Godzilla, but he does not need to be here. He really doesn't.
No, he's completely pointless. Every scene with Godzilla could have been completely cut.
But at the same time, I kind of, it serves no purpose. But at the same time, if you took him out, I feel like you're taking out most of the most enjoyable parts of the movie.
I suppose that's fair.
I'm not gonna be honest. Like, okay, fine. Kong's trying to find the Congolians. That's fine. That's cute and all. But at the same time, I don't know. I just find Godzilla much more of an interesting character, mainly because I'm angry, I'm alive, and I'm making it everybody's problem. And Kong is just kind of a dude. He's just kind of alive, I guess. He's walking around.
Regard, that's kind of why I liked Kong in this movie, is that he's kind of got like an actual character more so than I think he has more of a character than Godzilla, because at least like Kong has a discernible like motive and emotions beyond just mad. Like Godzilla, like I love Godzilla. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I like him more than King Kong, but he's never been the most complex character, even in like the deepest, most well-written Godzilla movies. Here in the last couple ones, he's basically just been angry.
He's always angry.
Well, like, okay, well, so I remember you touched on this when we did Godzilla vs. Kong, and you mentioned that Kong felt like he had more of a character, and doubly so in this one, because they allowed the human aspects of gorillas to come out in him, and I think even more so in this one. Like this one, they were really pushing the facial and human aspects.
Kong was super expressive in this movie. Yeah.
Especially when it turned into Kong of War for a second there with Mini Kong. That was really fucking weird. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Boy,
I was like, wait, Kong of War? What the fuck is happening? He has the boy.
Yeah,
like, what the
Kong
fuck?
Adopts a little baby Kong
named what's his name? Suko.
I don't care. I'm just gonna call it Diddy Kong.
Suko.
Honestly, to be fair, they don't even give him a real name in this one. I just called him Kong Jr. because that's basically what it was. It's just Kong Jr.
More or less.
Unless he had a name in like the marketing, which I never saw.
I didn't either. I mean, it kind of reminds me of one of the monsters from, and this is a deep cut. Reminds me of one of the monsters from War of the Gargantuas.
Oh.
But I don't know if that's just a coincidence because it's, a big red mocha fella, or if it's like a deliberate callback.
You know what? Seeing how nerdy some of the callbacks in this movie are, I would say it's probably a callback.
I mean, there was a Jet Jaguar reference.
There was, and I'm so pissed off he's still not in this
Jaguar
series.
reference?
He will listen. One of
be.
these days, Jet Jaguar will stop being like an ironic character for Toho. Like he got a new suit. He got a new fucking suit, and
He did.
I mean,
we do have a Shin Jet Jaguar now.
No,
so
we don't. We only have one in the singular point.
No. Well, Jay said he got a new suit though.
When?
So it's Shin Jet Jaguar.
When did he get?
Like 2 months ago, they did a new special with Jet Jaguar on it. He got a new suit.
I'm looking that up.
You haven't seen the? Are you talking about the one where he gangs up with Godzilla again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
It's
really weird because they use was it the Millennium Godzilla one? I just don't understand anything that's going on in it, but it's fine. Whatever. Going from nonsense to bullshit. We're back to Godzilla X Kong. So yes, Kong has a kid now. That's not really his, but it doesn't matter.
He also has a dinosaur of his own.
Kong
That's not
has
until
evolved
later.
into being a stepdad.
No, Jay.
Oh my god!
Jay.
Oh my
He's
god!
the dad
Okay,
that
okay.
stepped up.
I've been dying to share this because I had this stupid fucking thought in my head when I was watching the movie, and I've been dying to share it with you guys. I need to see an edit of King Kong wearing one of those really like edgy hyperbolic stepdad shirts, like one of those shirts that's like, I'm not a stepdad, I'm the dad who stepped up or some shit like that.
No, it's like, don't mess with the stepdad from Hollow Earth, and it's like super specific.
Yes, literally.
Don't mess with the stepdad gorilla from Hollow Earth at 12 a.m. or some shit. Just some stupid shit.
Exactly, like a shirt like that.
I
that
gotta
image
find one
popped
of
into my
those.
mind watching the movie, and I fucking bust out laughing, and I needed to share that as soon as I got a chance.
I'm just surprised they never like had like the Ice Age montage with On My Way with both of them just walking around. I was expecting it after a while. I was like, where's
They couldn't
where's that
afford
song
the
coming
licensing
on?
rights.
Oh, but they could afford everything else in this fucking movie.
This movie actually, that is one point I want to bring up. This movie is noticeably cheaper than the last one.
Oh, undoubtedly.
And
I mean,
budget,
everything takes place
wise,
in,
it's
yeah.
very clear. I looked it up. It's something like 30 million shorter than the last movie. It's got for one of these kinds of big Hollywood movies, a relatively small budget. I think it just barely has over 100 million.
I mean, like,
18.4 million.
I mean, like,
Budget or
fucking
box
most of the fucking like movie takes place in Hollow Earth, so
Yeah.
you can tell that it was done on the cheap, I think, and that's not too bad. I mean,
Yeah,
let's be
that's why
honest.
all the human
Say-
stuff either
saying,
takes place on an obvious set or on the Hollow Earth stuff, which was cheap.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, saying on the cheap for a Godzilla movie is just par for the point at this point.
Well, considering
It's just
I mean,
you just
I know.
expect that.
I don't know. I've seen Godzilla 2000. Godzilla movies can get way fucking cheaper than this.
we also just.
That's true.
This is not as cheap as Godzilla 2000 was.
This is
but
not
it's
a-
still very cheap.
This is not as cheap as Godzilla versus Gigan.
And that was cheap.
Hey, Godzilla versus Gigan wasn't that cheap. Godzilla
And this is
versus
not as cheap as
Megalon
Godzilla
was cheap
ver-
as
Yes.
fuck, though. Don't get me wrong.
Well, there's Godzilla on Monster Island.
Okay, that was cheap
Go
as
that-
fuck.
That was low with the
What
stock
about
footage.
What about
Um,
what about the Monster Island series with all the Godzilla dolls? That's cheap.
But yeah, so back to Kong again. I like the idea that they made him a little bit more human in this one. It's cute. They gave him a lot of personality. They gave him a lot of things to do, and I do genuinely feel bad that he just was like super lonely. And it makes sense. He's a gorilla. Gorillas are very social characters.
Yeah, and they do
they're
mention that
very
in the movie, that
sociable.
he's a social creature, so having him stuck down on Hollow Earth where he really can't interact with anybody anymore is, it's driving him nuts.
Yeah.
So then we move on to Godzilla, and as we mentioned, he's just angry.
He's
Look,
always
Godzilla
angry.
smells Godzilla smells bitch, and he hates it. And that's it. And you know what?
literally
That's
his
all you
character
need.
in the MonsterVerse. Smells like
That's
smells
all
like
you
some
need.
slack-jawed faggots around here.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
Jesus.
Jay!
You know what? Hey, it's okay for me to say that.
You know what though? It's funny too because he goes from that to like whipped when his baby mama Mothra comes
Oh yeah,
around,
Mothra.
which is the funniest shit. They basically turned Mothra into his baby mama, and I'm like, I didn't expect that, but okay. I mean, they full on just call her the queen of the monsters
At
in
least
this
she
one.
did something.
They didn't even say that. They didn't even say that in King of the Monsters.
No.
That was impressive. So they gave her all you Godzilla Gothera, Moji. I don't know what the fandom
Mojira?
name for the
Mojira.
Mojira. Oh,
my
that's a good
God.
one. Mojira. There you go. For all you Mojira shippers, there you go. It's canon now. I don't know how that works reproductive wise, but that's for you sickos to find out.
Don't worry about it.
Let's not think about
I will
it.
worry about it. I'll look it up on for
Please
Affinity later.
don't.
There you go.
You don't want to look there for that.
Oh no, it's E621. There you go. For you kids who don't know what that is, type it into Google. Have fun.
Yeah, enjoy E621 for the next 3 days before they shut down. Thanks,
What the hell
everyone.
is
Wait, what?
E621?
Don't worry about it, Phil. Also, yeah, there are certain laws in Arizona are being changed that is making the site ineligible to run. So they've been freaking the fuck out.
Holy shit! Rainforest Part 2.
Oh,
Anyways,
it's a furry site.
No shit,
Yeah,
Phil. We were just talking about fur affinity 10 seconds ago.
Oh my.
What is your brain like a fucking colander or something, dude? Jesus.
They never really give an explanation for why Godzilla wants to power up.
They kind of do, but it doesn't make any sense and also ends up being pointless.
Well, no, he's powering up because he can sense some shit's about to go down because of those signals.
Yeah,
the signals that they're sending, from what I understood, the signals that they're sending represent like they're pissing him off basically, and they're setting off his fight or flight, and he's getting territorial over it, and they're setting signals that are like what are they called? Alphas, right? They're called the alphas.
Yeah, something like that.
So they're setting off like alpha signals, and to Godzilla, the last time he ever felt like that threatened was Mechagodzilla. So he's like, oh fuck, another one of those is coming around. I gotta fucking get big.
Yeah.
I gotta get huge before this motherfucker comes around. So that's how I took it. That's the kind of signal that I took from that.
So he had to kill Tiamat
that's what
in
I
order to
think.
be able to upgrade?
He needed to kill Tiamat because they needed to have him do something before the end of the movie. But
he needed
an excuse to get more power, basically.
He needed to rob her house.
He did, technically.
Essentially.
Literally, he fucking breaks into her house, kills her, and then just sleeps in her bed and leaves.
like that's kind of fucked up when you think about it. He just robs her. Like, Godzilla, that's capital murder. Jesus Christ.
Godzilla, that is a crime.
Godzilla.
Doesn't matter if you're saving the Earth. That's a crime.
You do know that Godzilla doesn't care, right? He will sleep in the Coliseum.
I know he doesn't care.
Will sleep,
but that's still
he will sleep in the Coliseum. He made it his home twice, which means
sleeping in the Coliseum straight to jail.
Which means
right
Italy
away.
is the greatest country ever.
Jail for Godzilla, 100 years.
Jail for Godzilla, 100 years. Straight to jail, right away.
But no, the problem is that Godzilla's whole power-up is entirely pointless because, for starters, they're sending the signals because they never really say it's because of Scar King, because it's like they didn't fucking know he was anywhere in fact, they didn't know he was anywhere close to anything at all, because it's really because of fucking Kong. So unless they were just, fucking omniscient and could see the future, which, I mean, they kind of could, but that was more like premonitions. It's not literal future sight. They didn't have any reason to agitate Godzilla because, for all they knew, or should have known, they fucking didn't know Scar King was doing anything. They just thought he was down there, so I guess they must have fucking assumed that Kong was going to find them one way or the other, so they figured out, we might as well get, Genocide Goji ready to go before, shit goes wrong.
Well, no, I assumed it was cause of Scar King, because that's why the whole exposition was like, oh yeah, Scar King, he was a fucking whack job or something. I don't know, or maybe I don't know. Look, the fucking what are they called? The Inui, right?
The Iwu.
Iwu, okay.
I think so, yeah. Sounds right.
So, the whole thing with the Iwu is kind of, up in the air, because I kind of just assumed they knew that this was going to happen somehow. Because, let's be honest, the Iwu's powers are all up in the fucking air. They can read your mind, they can read lips, they can do this, they can do that. I don't fucking know.
They're called Iwi.
Something. Oh. Iwi, there you go.
I knew Iwu sounded wrong.
Oh my god, even Wikipedia says Godzilla's Queen Mothra. Oh my god.
But there's something about the way that they said their exposition where I'm like, okay, does that mean they knew that this was going to happen eventually? Maybe not future sight. They just kind of knew. I don't know. I just kind of assumed that they thought something was going to happen, so they thought, fuck it, let's bring Godzilla back in just to take care of it, because Kong is probably going to die anyways.
Right, which is just kind of the problem, is that the fucking plot doesn't really fucking make any sense, and it doesn't really have any good reason for Godzilla to be here.
At the same time, though, I guess at this point I don't even fucking care. It's weird.
I mean, I guess.
Like, I'm not even mad about it, honestly. Like, I'm not even really mad about it. I just kind of like, whatever. Godzilla's just pissed. They want to get him more pissed for some reason. That's fine. Let the monsters fight. We should have learned our lesson. Let them fight. Fuck it.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
Look, they spent too much time playing random 80s music.
They did.
I don't know why. What was with the synthwave in this one? Like, this felt super weird.
Yeah, the soundtrack in this movie was not very good either. The licensed songs weren't very good. The orchestral stuff was super fucking boring and forgettable. I didn't care for any of it. Like, even like the tiny bit we got a little music that kind of sounded like a song from the previous movies. No, it didn't even sound very good. But
like,
yeah,
again, even the synthwave was weird.
It was very weird.
I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where the plot's the plot, and it doesn't really matter after that. Like, we're here. It's an excuse to get the monsters to fight. And
I mean, yeah, it's an excuse plot for sure, but I mean, even excuse plots need to have some kind of consistency or coherency. You know, you can't just have like shit happen as an excuse. That's the.
I'm just gonna assume the Iwi knew somehow that this was gonna happen, because their powers are so up in the air that even if they don't have future sight, they probably just saw something like this coming eventually. Because Kong is looking for people. He's looking for his own people, and that's going to eventually lead him to the Scar King, and that was going to do something bad. So fuck it. I'm going to just assume that that's what's going on, because who cares, man? I don't fucking care.
I mean, sure, but even then, like, even if we just assume that, like, Scar King was not a fucking threat that needed fucking an entire monster squad, like okay.
Okay.
First of all, like, what the fuck was Scar King's goal even? Like, okay, you don't really need to have a kaiju monster have a goal other than to destroy or be evil. That's fair. I'm not expecting some grandiose, like, motive for him, but, like,
what is his deal?
Oh,
his goal was just to go back up to the surface.
He hated humans because reasons. And he wanted to wipe out humanity and take over the world because, you know, as you do. And they kicked his ass and banished him to Hollow Earth. Again, still weird that he's in an underground world within Hollow Earth, which fucking...
Look, even Hollow Earth has to have a basement, okay?
I guess so.
I mean, look, okay, here's the thing about Scar King, though. When you really think about it, the mere existence of Scar King buries the fuck out of Kong even more. Because, bro, you couldn't even beat him. You had to get Godzilla to come save your ass.
Well, he needed help.
Dude,
because you couldn't even beat yourself as a crackhead.
Dude,
Are you serious?
King Kong, more like King Cope, Jesus.
Dude, King Jobber.
Kong has the worst fucking track record in this series. Like,
the only reason he beat Godzilla in this movie was because he had to get the assist from a fucking metal arm. And even then, Godzilla was going to blow the shit out of his fucking colon. What the
every
fuck,
time
dude?
Godzilla would...
I mean, okay, to be fair, Kong wasn't actually trying to kill Godzilla, but at the same time, he still fucking loses misery. Even with, like, his fucking super power fist and his secret ultimate weapon.
Dude, this fucking phantom snake arm couldn't do shit.
And, of course, Kong unleashing his secret dastardly weapon, Pocket Sand.
Pocket Sand, that's right!
I can't believe he, like... I missed that until I saw somebody post a gif that... Like, I literally can't believe Kong just threw sand at Godzilla.
Pocket Sand!
Hey,
Pocket Sand!
Hey, he needed...
Like, but see, shit, man, he should have used
To
that
be
on
fair-
Ghidorah. They would have won. They would.
But see, that's the thing. That's the thing about this entire series of movies. And it's... they're not even trying to make Kong look like he's on the same level of as Godzilla.
No, he
he's
sucks.
a fucking jobber.
He sucks
it's
so
so-
much.
Well,
It's such a disappointment.
He needed help fighting Shimo. He needed his own kaiju dinosaur.
No, but Phil, even if he was like semi holding his own against Scar King was still beating his ass. He easily took away his axe.
He doesn't need these.
He sucks.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, Scar King was only really winning because he was a fucking dirty cheater and he had a weapon that Kong couldn't really adapt to. Like, once he lost that whip, he was basically even bigger bitch than Kong was.
And once he lost the control
But that's
device,
what I'm saying, like,
he was basically, fuck, I'm
But
screwed.
that's why I'm saying, like, Godzilla needed to come in to save Kong, and it's like these two are not on equal ground.
No, not at all.
Best part, the best part is that Reggie, if I remember, like Reggie had a fucking line basically saying the last time they met, he killed him.
That's true.
Like, what the fuck?
Literally.
Like, come on, man.
But yeah, no, it's really kind of like weird, and again, kind of just highlights like how pointless Godzilla really is. Because like, again, like Scar King is fine. Like as a threat, he works for the first like. I don't even want to say half the movie because he doesn't show up until like an hour and a half into the fucking movie. Like I checked, like no, Scar King doesn't show up until really late in the movie, despite being the fucking main villain.
It caught me off guard too because I was like, halfway in, I was like, wait, aren't they supposed to be fighting like another monkey?
Right.
Like where's that? And then out of nowhere, the evil Congolians come in.
Evil lanky Kong, yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, now he's here. All right. See, I thought originally the reason he was going to be able to beat Kong was because he was just faster than Kong, and Godzilla just doesn't care. He just your speed hacks mean nothing.
Yeah,
Godzilla can beat the Speed Force, I guess.
Well, did you see that
I wouldn't
running?
be surprised.
Did you see that running?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we need to give Godzilla the Speed Force.
I mean, he is in the DC universe now, but no, okay. I mean, you know what? Hey, they gave Kong a fucking lantern ring. They're gonna do anything at this point.
They gave Kong a lantern ring?
Yes.
What color?
But no, okay. What fucking color do you think? They're not gonna give Kong a red lantern ring. They're gonna give him a green lantern ring.
No. They gave him the fucking Indigo tribe. They gave him the fucking chocolate starfish violets. I don't fucking know. Go on.
Blue one.
And the point is, like, it kind of highlights just like how irrelevant Godzilla really is, because Scar King as a threat is irrelevant, and it just like let me put it like this, to use another comic book comparison. It'd be like if they called in the fucking Justice League to fight, like, I don't know, the fucking Weather Wizard or something. Like, yeah, okay.
Condiment Man.
Like, the Weathered Wizard is a threat for sure. He is a serious villain, but he's not fucking Justice League tier. You know, one, maybe two guys can take him out. Sure. You don't need everybody. You don't need fucking Superman here.
Would you bust out like Worldbreaker Hulk for fucking Shocker? Like, come on.
No,
what would
exactly.
you do with that? Like, exactly. And that's what Godzilla is. It's like, well, that's the thing. He's a threat to Kong in like a bubble, but it's because Godzilla's here. I'm like, okay, Godzilla's just gonna come in and rip his balls off. Like, that's what's gonna happen. And that's what I'm saying. They made Kong in this movie not even try to be on the same level as Godzilla, because Godzilla is just like, he's overpowered as fuck. And then they powered him up even more in this movie. So I'm like, why is Kong even here?
Right.
Like, you could literally replace Kong Jr. with Kong himself being swung by Godzilla, and that's the most apt comparison.
I'm surprised they didn't do that.
Oh, giant swing? Yeah.
I mean, hey,
fuck,
Godzilla
that's
fucking
right.
suplexed him. So.
I was about to say, why does he suplex him? What the fuck?
Wow.
He gives him a legit suplex because, fuck you, Kong, you're a jobber.
Why not? I guess.
That's why they had to give Kong like that fucking power arm. Like they had to give him the fucking power fist because what else does he have? He's got nothing. He's a loser.
Well, to be fair,
he's
he
a loser.
Needed it after he kind of needed it
like
after
to
Shimo.
Yeah, like I'll give the movie this, like Kong's power up at least like felt earned and made sense within the arc, but like Godzilla's power up was there to fucking, I don't know, sell merch, I guess. He doesn't need it. Like Scar King wasn't really a threat that warranted going to, you know, fucking Super Saiyan. Godzilla didn't need the fucking power up at all.
Actually, Jay, it's Kaioken.
Shut the fuck up, dork.
Ne-
Anyways, let's get back to talking about Godzilla.
I'll tell you what's gonna happen in the next movie. Godzilla is gonna get he's gonna get a gold form, and friggin' Kong is gonna get an entire suit of armor.
Oh,
well, no, but
they're gonna do that.
But see, Phil, it wouldn't work because Godzilla then would have to go Godzilla God Blue, and he was already blue.
But he's pink now.
Well, no,
So
it's like Ultra Instinct where it just kind of loops around.
Goji Instinct. There you go.
Exactly.
Oh, wait, can we get Kushida to sing the theme song this time?
If he's still alive, I hope.
Dude, he's never gonna die.
That's what we said about Ichiro Mizuki, and look what fucking happened.
Yeah,
Shut
exactly.
your whore mouth.
Shut up!
I say that, and then and then tomorrow we're gonna wake up to the fucking news. He just fucking bit it. What the fuck?
Dude, I could not handle Akira Kushida dying like this soon after Aniki. It would break me, okay?
It's fine.
Him or Sasaki Isao. If either of them died within this year, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna cry, dude.
You see, you're saying that, but the monkey's paws from the crow, and that's gonna just take Endo instead.
He's not old enough to die, unless like he's like in a freak accident. He's only like God.
Neither was fucking Toriyama.
I mean, true.
Yeah.
But Masaaki Endo doesn't work nearly as hard as Akira Toriyama did. Let's be fair.
This is also true. But anyways, yeah. So I don't know.
Back on topic.
Let's get Kushida to sing the Goji. Let's get Kushida to sing the Goji Instinct song in Godzilla X Kong Rise of My Cock. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So like Jay said, like there's really no reason for Godzilla to get a power up. He was still plenty powerful, and at this point, you know what's going to happen? It's just going to start power scaling arguments. Oh, well, Godzilla X Kong, Godzilla could totally beat Mechagodzilla. Like, it's going to start arguments like that. Who fucking cares? Right. Kong's a jobber. Well, I mean, hey, you know what? You know what, Jay? At least they gave Mothra a power up where she doesn't just bite it.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
She doesn't just bite it. They somehow have her just controlling Godzilla, like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, sit down, bud.
She literally just shows up, and Godzilla immediately is just like, yes, honey, whatever you say. Just snap.
It's Godzilla's baby mama.
Literally.
I do like at least that's how they got back Mothra. I like that they brought her back. I mean, I knew she was going to come back eventually. You can't kill off Mothra and let her stay dead. That's not their tradition.
Not really.
Though I am disappointed they didn't just have like an egg lying around.
Well, there is a reason for that, and it's because of weird fucking behind the scenes stuff. So
really,
short version, according to the director, Mothra was always supposed to be in the movie, but the way the licensing works is they have to negotiate with Toho for each kaiju individually, movie by movie, except for Godzilla.
Oh, I remember you told me about that.
They wanted to have Mothra, but because they didn't have the okay to use Mothra, they replaced her with a completely just a blatant copy, OC Do Not Steal, for a large majority of the runtime of the movie and the production. And they didn't get the okay to use Mothra until really recently and before release. So that's why all the stuff that mentions Mothra is like very obviously ADR'd in, and there's very little actually like related to Mothra as a character and like in previous lore. It's really noticeable if you go into the movie knowing that, because there's a lot of like just all this like deep lore stuff about Mothra is just like, Oh, and Mothra's here now too, I guess, even though there's nothing that established her as being connected to any of this shit beforehand. Ha ha ha, whatever. So
It's my Mothra, you know, she's like important.
literally,
Yeah.
She's gonna do.
you know, kid, this Mothra chick, she's gonna go places, kid. And there was like
Look, Mothra, she's like the fucking queen of the monsters, you know?
We're just.
you know,
she's all
yeah.
this
She's the
cool
only
shit.
one who can talk to Godzilla.
She's always been here. She's always been here. Don't question me. She's always been
Never
here.
question.
She's the light bringer.
Oh my god!
Anyways,
Shut up.
Can we not bring that in?
you know what? If Mothra came, it's like it's me, the light bringer.
Oh, there he is.
That would be 10 out of 10.
Is.
Don't. No.
There she is. There's Mothra. There's Mothra. Get her out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
They're doing the song Summon Mothra. She's like, "Don't talk about me, you son of a bitch."
Oh, there she is. Get her out of here. Get the hell out of here. Don't give her her wings back. Just rip them the fuck off. Oh, Jesus Christ. But that's the movie. That's the movie. None of it matters because it's just big monsters fighting. That's it. It's big monsters fighting.
But
And
you know what does
that's
matter,
it.
AJ? Is
Magic Mind.
fuck. I had a good segue. You just cut me off. God damn you.
Jay.
Yes.
Magic Mind. It's a great blend of matcha and mushrooms. What are mushrooms? Mushrooms are the little things you find on the ground that you shouldn't eat, but these you should, because they are functional mushrooms mixed with matcha to make a delicious little tiny shot that'll get you through the day no matter what kind of day you had or what kind of night you had beforehand. What can I say about Magic Mind that Jay hasn't already said while half drunk already? Well, I can tell you. I've been taking Magic Mind every day for the past 2 weeks already, and I can definitely tell you that it works. And not only does it works consistently. There's no peaks, there's no crashes, there's no highs, there's no lows. It is a consistent, helpful little supplement that keeps you fine, focused, and ready basically throughout the day. And hey, you know what the kicker is? It tastes pretty good. You don't even taste the mushrooms, I think. I just taste the matcha, and it's really nice. You know who else has had Magic Mind?
My mom.
No, my wife. And she likes it too, even though she hates matcha. But that's because it's too strong for her. Anyways, Magic Mind. It's delicious, and it works. And I can vouch for it because I got some of the stuff. It's great. I recommend it. But how can you get Magic Mind? Well, I'll fucking tell you. If you listen, you too can get Magic Mind with a simple click of the link down below or going to www. Nobody uses www anymore. MagicMind.com. MagicMind. HTTPS. Anyways, MagicMind.com.
HTTPS colon slash.
But anyways, yes, you too can try Magic Mind today by following the link down below, or using our Magic Mind referral code, which is TokuPod, to get a 20% off your first purchase or a 50% off your first subscription. Or if you really want to go fucking crazy, you can use it and it stacks for a full 70% off everything at Magic Mind for your first subscription and purchase. So give it a shot. I'm telling you to. Jay's telling you to. And Phil, never mind. Anyways, Magic Mind, go try it.
And Phil doesn't have taste buds, so.
Well, he eats he eats spaghetti without sauce, so.
I've seen what Phil eats. You don't need to tell me what Phil eats.
Yeah, he eats spaghetti without the sauce.
I bet he's eating a burger without honey mustard, too.
What's so bad about that?
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
You know what? I bet Phil puts ketchup on his hot dog.
Ugh.
Maybe.
Wow.
Fucking degenerate.
I know, right? Mustard and relish.
Ew.
Anyway.
Maybe onions, too,
onions.
depending on the type.
I love
Maybe
onions.
Yeah. Onions are definitely. Anyways, to go back to Godzilla and Kong, we have to talk about the last monster of the movie. I kept hearing the name wrong because of the fucking audio mixing in my theater. I thought it was Shiro for a second, and I thought, oh, that's cute. I thought that's cute, Shiro, because it's white. Oh,
I kept
Shimo.
thinking they were calling it Shiva. Because, like, you know, Shiva is usually associated with ice, so, you know, blue. And the rest of them are all kind of have that, that old time, like, mythological naming to them, so it made sense to me.
Yeah, because they're all new gods.
Exactly.
No, but, like, okay. I didn't even know there was going to be another monster besides Scar King. I want to be really honest. Look, I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen in this movie. I did not see spoilers. I wasn't trying to not see spoilers. I just didn't because the marketing for this movie was non-existent, I feel.
I knew
I
knew about Scylla. I did not know about Shimo, I guess is the name, going in.
I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about Tiamat.
Like I said, I didn't know anything
Tiamat.
about...
That's the one I was thinking of. I don't know why I said Scylla.
I was like, Godzilla? Really? Where is he? No, but yeah, like, I didn't know anything about this movie going in, so the fact that there was another monster in this movie was like, oh, that's surprising. I didn't know that. And it ended up being, I'm going to be honest, it ended up being kind of lame.
Well, it didn't really do
care.
anything is the problem. I mean, it spends most of the movie being not necessarily mind controlled, but you know, it spends most of the movie being Scar King's bitch. So
Pretty much.
All it really does is it freezes Kong's arm and then spends the rest of the movie kind of like on the sideline, just shooting ice every now and then, and you know, it fights Godzilla for a little bit, but it's not the most impressive. I liked the design. I liked that kind of like it looks like an albino Godzilla with like the craggly ice spikes. That looked really nice. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Anguirus too. Very Anguirus-esque. But yeah, it's not the most intimidating monster. It's got a cool design, and really, have they ever really done any ice-powered kaiju in Godzilla before? I don't think so.
No, unless you want to count the Wii game.
No,
which we're not.
We don't.
So,
Actually,
unless you count the
ice kaiju in Tokusatsu in general are pretty rare. I mean, like, you'll get, like, Sentai monsters with ice powers that grow giant, but those don't really count. So, like specifically giant-sized creatures that have ice powers are pretty rare, so it's kind of interesting. That.
I guess it's because, like, if you put something with an ice beam against something with a fucking nuke for a laser, I guess you just kind of already assume it's gonna win.
Generally speaking, yeah.
I mean, maybe if you had, like, I don't know, an ice kaiju against, like, Spectre Man, I don't know.
I mean, you know what? Sure. Actually, had Shimo been, like, the one villain in a Godzilla movie, it probably would have worked, because Godzilla's always had a weakness to be, you know, to ice, so having a monster that can freeze Godzilla and take down his one, like, main attack actually gives him a reason to go on the training arc, because then he can boost his power level to be too high to be frozen. Like, there, bam, that fucking solves Godzilla's relevance. I'm
too strong to freeze.
Literally, he's too hot to freeze.
That's amazing.
Right? Like doesn't that make sense, right?
But see, you say that. That almost makes me think, like, maybe there was at some point. But, again, that monster comes in at so late in the game that... Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It feels like half of the movie was chopped up. Like,
it does.
Half of the movie feels like it was chopped out.
This feels like it is multiple scripts stitched into one script.
Yeah, I agree.
It's very
honestly,
noticeable.
This feels like the introduction of Scar King and Shimo would have been setting up for, like, part 2,
right?
Basically,
yeah.
Like you have, like, Godzilla vs. Kong. They beat Mechagodzilla, blah, blah, blah. Scar King and Shimo now show up, and now something's going off. Bam, right then and there. Now it's fucking second movie.
You know, they could have saved they could have had Scar King in one film and then Shimo in another.
But see, that's the problem too. Is that Shimo's design, I'm gonna be honest, it's not a very threatening design. It looks like a dog.
No,
and I know that's what it is.
Shimo looks very sad. He looks depressed. He looks just like
she.
miserable.
I think that's the point.
It's a she.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely the point, and I liked that. But like, again, that doesn't make him a very threatening antagonist.
Jay, I'm not gonna let you keep misgendering Shimo. It's a woman.
I don't care.
I do.
I'm sorry, the fictional character. Fuck off.
Stop misgendering my monsters.
Yeah, says you, Captain of Misgendering.
Yes.
But anyways.
No, but like, yeah, like you said, like Shimo is pretty sad looking. It's not threatening. So like, even if you did keep it for like the second part, you would have to change that design. And maybe buff up Scar King too. I don't know. There's just something weird about these two characters being in this movie. And Shimo itself doesn't have a personality. Scar King does. He's a little shit.
Yeah.
He has a personality. But Shimo
he's
doesn't.
He's kind of got like a biker gang kind of aesthetic going on with him.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, I thought of this because I don't know why, but randomly Jeffrey Morgan popped up on my feed on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, that reminds me of Scar King, Negan. It reminded me of Negan a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
It had a little bit of like the Negan vibe to it, and I was like, yeah, I could see that's what they're probably what they were going with, but they didn't give it enough time to really feel like that. And of course, like you mentioned, Scar King he's not really powerful or strong enough to fight Godzilla and Kong. Like it's weird to say.
He's strong enough to fight. He's barely strong enough to fight Kong in like an even match. He's only good because he's comparatively speaking smart, and he's got a tricky weapon, and he's a fucking shithead who fights dirty. So
Yeah.
Like
which works with that kind of aesthetic they're going for with him.
It feels weird, but it feels like Scar King should have come before Mechagodzilla. Because Mechagodzilla was actually beating the shit out of Kong and Godzilla pretty hard.
Yeah, he's definitely a step down as a threat. Like, if they did this as a Kong solo movie before Godzilla vs. Kong, I think he would have worked better.
You know what? Yeah.
Again, this is like... It's kind of like the situation the MCU's in now, where we did Thanos, and now who the fuck else do we have that isn't like ridiculous power level tier? Like, we're gonna fight Kang the Conqueror next. Fuck off.
No, you
off.
gotta fight the Beyonder.
No, of course
they're gonna have
Kang
they're gonna have Pedro Pascal.
It's like it was like in fucking Actually, no, because the Justice League movie was the last movie they did. I was gonna say it's like in the DC movies where they did Steppenwolf and then nobody, I guess, technically.
Well, they wanted Darkseid, but
well, no, but like,
where do you go from Darkseid?
But you are right though, because
you don't really go anywhere from Darkseid actually, because like, other than like, I don't know, fucking fighting God, I guess. Like, capital G God, because he exists.
You can have him fighting the Anti-Monitor, but the thing with the Anti-Monitor is...
Yeah, okay, I guess there's the Anti-Monitor, but then that's when you get into real bullshit tier that like normies is not gonna fight.
Also, you gotta bring the Lantern Corps into it, because technically Anti-Monitor is a member of the Sinestro Corps.
Anyways,
I mean, that's after... look, that doesn't matter. Who cares?
Look, the thing is, what you're saying is right, and in a weird way... I feel like they messed up their own timeline, because you could have it in a way where Kong at the end of Skull Island or second movie or whatever, you introduce Scar King, and maybe if you want to introduce Hollow Earth 2 because you want to get that in there, put that in there. That's fine. You can have King of the Monsters and Kong got curious and came back up after I don't know how many years, and that's how Godzilla found out about Kong. And then you could have Godzilla versus King Kong, and then you can have Godzilla and Kong versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah,
that's the only way I could see this working, because after that, what else do you really have?
Not much,
right? Like Hedorah? No.
Yeah, not Hedorah.
Do we go full Showa, and do we bring the fucking zillions in? I kind of.
I mean, you could. I mean, unless you want to go. unless you want to go like, I don't know, like take from the Heisei era.
Yeah, I mean, there's Space Godzilla, but like, who fucking cares about Space Godzilla?
I mean, why not?
There's
Might as well.
I mean, I guess.
There's Destroya, but
But see, Destroya would be like that's the Destroya is Thanos. You can't
Destroya is
Satan.
he's the fucking final boss here.
yeah, he's like
you can't have not only that, but you can't have him fight Godzilla and Kong without one of them dying. And I think that's where they were going for to begin with. So you can't have Destroya just yet. You would have to have like, fuck it, Mecha Ghidorah. Why not Mecha Ghidorah?
I mean, they could.
Biollante,
it up.
why not? People like Biollante. Like people like Biollante. People like I don't know. Find a way to get Jet Jaguar in there. Fuck it.
I mean,
sure you
we
could do
had
it.
like a weird plant kaiju for like 10 seconds in this movie. There's reason enough to use Biollante.
I mean, but that's the thing. We're saying like other kaiju from like their respective universes, but like we're not opposed to OCs at this point. Just bring in like original monsters. Like I don't know, there's a different Godzilla or something like that. I'm pretty sure there's something. They're monsters. You have ideas because you can't have Anguirus being a villain.
No, Anguirus wasn't even a threatening villain in his first movie when he was a villain.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't a threat in Godzilla Raids Again. What do you make? What fucking makes you think he's gonna be a threat in 2024?
The only way you could do Destroya and then a movie afterwards is if you just go full on destroy all monsters.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Somehow they survived. Somehow they survived Destroya or something, and the next movie is just fuck it. Everyone dies. Everyone has to die now. That's the only way I could think you could go from here, because even now, like, where do you go from here? Do they even have plans anymore?
They do.
Like, what's the plan now?
They want to go. They want to do more with it, but it depends on what the director thinks.
But like,
But seriously,
for
where
me,
do you
I
go?
don't see where you can go from here without having a threatening villain, unless you just go destroy all monsters. Which I feel like that was the original plan to begin with, right? That was the timeline. It was 2 movies and then destroy all monsters, or am I just getting that wrong because it's been a while?
No, I think you're more or less right.
Because if that's the case, then the next movie is going to be destroy all monsters.
It's got to be.
I mean, he's kind of teasing. The next movie is going to be just a Godzilla movie, unless they stick fucking Kong in it again for the 3rd time, which I hope not.
I mean, he'll probably be a cameo, like, oh, Kong is he's a thing.
He's been vaguing a lot of shit, and just like in general, because I don't think he wants to commit to anything, just in case Toho's like, I don't know about that, boss. So
what's he been vaguing?
From what I remember, he vagued about Hidora. He vagued about, I think, Space Godzilla. Actually, we say that as a shit post.
Oh my god!
And I think like 1 or 2 other ones that don't come off the top of my head.
I mean, I wouldn't mind them just. Why not do a Space Godzilla? You know, why not? You know, introduce the aliens now, like full on go aliens, because that's what
you know what? Yeah, we've already have giant monsters. We've got fucking Hollow Earth. Fuck it, let's just bring aliens into this thing. You know, there's nothing weirder we can do. Fuck
That's
else are we gonna
what
do?
I was
Time
thinking.
travel?
Isn't Ghidorah?
I
an
mean,
alien?
no, Ghidorah is technically terrestrial in the MonsterVerse.
Which is weird because
Yeah.
he's usually an alien.
He's an Earth monster from what I remember, but that's what I'm saying. Why not bring like, I don't know, the Nebula M motherfuckers coming in? I don't know. Fuck it. Get the space roaches in here. I don't know. You can get Gigan. You can get
We should do
Megalon.
It's been a while since he's been.
Yeah,
I
you know
love a
what?
Gigan.
Why not? You know what? You know what? But see, herein lies the problem with that, though. Because if we're gonna do destroy all monsters, Jay, you inevitably have to make every movie like this is a Kong or Godzilla movie. with cameos from every other monster in this verse, because we have to acknowledge them here at this point.
Yeah.
That's the problem with like with Spider-Man movies. Fine, it's Spider-Man and Iron Man's going around, I don't know, jerking off while drinking Jack Daniels. You know, who cares? But with this one, they're so big. Like, they're such big creatures. I'm like, okay, if Godzilla's going to be fighting Gigan, I'm pretty sure Kong's going to wake up and wonder what the fuck is happening. You know,
right.
like, he's going to be like, what's going on up here? So, I don't know.
Kane's going to be like, hey, don't worry, Godzilla, here to get some great googly moogly.
My goodness. Great heavens.
Great
fucking
Scott.
You know what? We're speaking of aliens. I know we made fun of it earlier. Maybe that's how you find Jet Jaguar. The first 2 alien monsters will be Gigan and Jet Jaguar. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Why not?
sure, I guess.
Because if there's gonna be another movie that's not Destroy All Monsters, might as well introduce aliens. Might as well introduce the space themes. Because fuck it. Because if not, Jay, you know what we're gonna do? It's just gonna be fucking. It's just gonna be Final Wars where nothing matters, nothing makes sense, and everybody's punching each other somehow. And you know what? If that's what they want to do, fuck it. I guess. I don't know.
Final Wars with somehow worse CG.
That's impressive.
It would be.
But they don't have Sergeant Slaughter this time,
Nope.
which is sad.
I
They don't
mean,
have
you know
him.
what? Just get Steven Seagal. The guy fucking looked like Steven Seagal anyways. I'm sure he'd do it. He's fucking cheap.
Yeah, but Steven Seagal's not in the shape that Sergeant Slaughter was.
No, but, I mean, neither was Sergeant
He's
Slaughter when he was...
he's the same size. He's the same size as Godzilla now, but still.
True.
He weighs as much as him.
Monsterverse Godzilla, we should say.
No, Steven Seagal will just walk on set. Hey, who took out the Kong Jr. suit by accident?
Yeah, that's if
Just walking around with
that's
all
even
that.
if Steven Seagal will actually get off his fat ass to work.
I mean, look, if we do another Final Wars, but with the MonsterVerse, fuck it. You know, just throw everything in there. Make it a 3-hour movie.
Let's fucking... You know what? Let's finally get Gamera into another movie. You know? Fuck it.
You know
I mean,
what?
why not?
Let's
Why
get
not?
Gamera.
MonsterVerse Gamera. Wasn't that the thing that everyone was saying forever now? Gamera was going to be in the MonsterVerse, like, unironically. Why not? Why not?
Fuck it.
Just do
it's
it.
A rights,
Fuck it,
it's a
dude.
rights thing.
Of course it's a rights thing.
We know that, but at this point, why not?
Do you think Toho's
This
gonna?
entire
Do
series.
you think Toho's gonna be okay with that?
I'm pretty sure they could find a way to appease the parties. Like,
Who
look,
even owns Gamera again
I'm
now?
looking it
Because,
up.
like, Daiei's been dead for
I don't
like,
know,
20 years.
some guy in Shinjuku. I don't know.
I'm looking.
I mean, I'm sure that's probably pretty accurate. Yeah.
Kazuma Kiryu owns Gamera.
Daiei
There
Films.
you go.
Is Daiei
Look,
even
I'm
still
pretty-
around?
No, they're gone.
I guess so.
Daiei is not around anymore.
Yeah, thank.
So who
oh, it's
owns them?
Katakawa. Okay. that explains
Katakawa.
it.
Okay.
Those
Look,
fucks.
look. The thing is, there's probably a way they can do it, and at this point, why the fuck not? This entire series has and always will be a joke in the best way possible. So fuck it, go full pants on head. Who cares anymore? I don't. I just want to see fucking giant monsters kill each other. If I want a serious Godzilla series, I'll look at Japan because they're doing great with that. If I want bullshit, I'm coming to America because it's fucking great. You know, fuck it. I don't
We
know.
need to do some Gamera films.
Fucking, I don't know. But yeah, Scar King's dead. Kong Jr. is here, and Shimo is back into slavery.
Not necessarily.
And finally, King Kong is King Kong. Took him this long to become a king, but whatever.
And he's still a jobber,
He still is.
Still is.
and will always be a jobber. And Godzilla is taking a nap.
In the Coliseum. Again.
Where
He's
where
taking a nap.
else is he gonna sleep?
Which proves my...
I like how my wife basically described Godzilla as a cat you woke up from his nap, because that's all he is.
Yeah,
in this
literally.
movie. You woke up a cat from his nap, and he's just really angry about it.
I yelled that in the theater when Godzilla was about to punch Kong in Cairo. I was like, "You said you were not coming back."
Actually, that does remind me when Godzilla's about to sucker punch Kong, and he puts his hands. He's like, "Wait, no."
Yeah, he's like, "Wait."
Oh, also, speaking of Kong mugging like a jackass, and the final fight in Rio, which, another side note, it is remarkable how quickly they fucking put Rio de Janeiro back together.
Oh yeah, because of Rodan.
Actually, where the fuck was Rodan? Like, does he fucking live there?
Rodan is a bitch.
I mean, yes, he's a bitch, but they were having this big
Jay,
final
Jay,
fight, literally.
All right, Jay, you are fucking okay. You're S.A. Rios, and you see Stone Cold and The Rock hitting each other with steel chairs. Are you gonna get in the middle of that?
I mean,
I don't even.
Are you gonna get in the middle of that bullshit? I'm not.
I mean, if
I'm
they
gonna
were
take.
doing
I'm
it
gonna.
on my fucking
I'm going
lawn,
to take.
I might.
I'm going to. I'm
about.
going to take. Look, I am going to take my light heavyweight title and hide behind the couch like a good boy should. Fuck that.
I'd
I'm
at
not
least
getting
tell
in
them to
between
fuck
that
off
shit.
down the street.
And then they would kill you.
I mean,
They would.
sure, you're right.
Have you seen what Stone Cold will do to a man?
I've seen
He'll
what he's
kill
done to his
you.
wife.
Oh.
Holy shit.
I mean, hey, that ties to this movie because Scar King fucking killed one of his own apes in lava.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. All of them look like they're on crack, anyways.
They do look like
They
that.
all look like they're on crack. But that's like, so yeah, Rodan might be there, but for all he knows, you know what? He's probably like T-posing like the Jesus statue, just hoping they don't notice him.
No,
Just
he replaced the Jesus statue in one shot. We just noticed.
He's spray painted himself white. He's trying to play prop hunt. Fuck.
You know what? That's my new headcanon. Sure, all right, that works for me.
He's like too fucking scared. He's like, hell no, I'm not doing this today. I don't get paid enough. I mean, fuck. God damn it. I mean, to be fair, they put like half of the world back together after what Kong and Godzilla did.
True.
Kong and Godzilla left an entire sinkhole in Hong Kong. Like, come on. None of this matters. But anyways, Scar King's dead. Shimo's a slave. Junior's here. Godzilla's asleep. Kong is a jobber. Jay, what are your final thoughts?
You know what? I'm gonna be entirely honest. Despite all the shit posting, I really kind of didn't enjoy this one. I didn't really like it all that much. I thought the plot kind of sucked compared to even the previous few movies. The human characters were enjoyable, even if they were kind of flat. Like, I liked the relationship between Podcast and I forget his name. I'm just gonna call him Ace Ventura.
Trapper.
Thank you, Ace Ventura. But like, it looked really cheap. Like, the stuff in Hollow Earth looked really good, but they really fucking overused the neon glowy effects, and shit was just impossible to look at half the time. The fights were fun. They were energetic, but that's it. They were fun. I mean, the rest of the movie was just kind of whatever. It took a little too long for anything like important to start happening. It took even longer for the actual fucking villains to show up, so there's just a lot of like Kong doing shit, and I liked Kong doing shit, and there was also a lot of like, it really felt like hand-holding a lot of points. Like they needed to point out really obvious shit that was happening, like especially with the Godzilla scenes where they were like, Godzilla would do something, and then you have somebody immediately explain what the fuck he just did 2 seconds later. Like, there was a lot of that. It was a lot of like, it just kind of felt lazy and boring and slapped together, and I don't want to call it a cash grab, because it's not a cash grab. You can tell they're at least like having fun and they're giving a shit. It's like, it's not that great. Like, yeah, sure, I enjoyed it. That doesn't mean it's really all that good, and that doesn't mean really, really had a good time with it. I was just kind of like, whatever. I mean, you know, I can see other people are enjoying this, and, you know, I'm not going to say they're wrong for enjoying it this time, you know. I mean, I went to go see it on a date, and my date, he thought it was really good. I just couldn't really care all that much personally, so. But you know what? That doesn't mean it's inherently a bad movie. It just means I really didn't like it all that much.
Phil.
The plot was okay. It had a lot of faults in it when you really think back on it. I mean, if you're looking for two monsters fighting each other, you're gonna get a good time. And even if you don't make it, it doesn't make any sense. It's not really one of those films that's deep in philosophical thought or anything. It's really just a popcorn movie. That's what it is. It's a really good popcorn movie.
I'm kind of in between Jay and Phil, to be honest. Like, a lot of the shit posting we did in this episode stands true. And there's a lot of things in this movie that I really enjoy, but I won't lie and tell you that it's great. I will say it's fine. It's still fun. It's still a movie that you can watch toys hit each other, but it still doesn't hold a candle to King of the Monsters or Godzilla vs. Kong. It's probably the weakest. Well, no, it is the weakest of the three, and I would hesitate to say it's the weakest of the MonsterVerse. I don't think I'm going to be that mean about it, but it's definitely not in the top three. However, I also don't see anything too egregious about this movie. Like, look, I'll be honest. Like Jay, I watched it on a movie date with my wife. She enjoyed the monkeys hitting each other because it's monkeys, as we all do. But at the same time, even watching the movie, like, objectively, this movie was never going to be fucking -1, and the fucking jackoffs on Twitter that are crying about it not being a -1 can shut the fuck up. I swear to God, if I see somebody else,
I really don't know where this. Sorry to cut you off there, but that does remind me. Like, I don't really know where this whole like fucking drama war is coming from of people being like, oh, what's that -1?
Okay.
And, like, people acting like
before, to go back, like, before I finish my final thoughts, let me tell you why. It's because for some fucking reason, Reddit and Twitter finally got their mainstream hands on it. They got their mainstream hands on -1, and now for some fucking reason, every fucking Godzilla movie has to be like that. Every Godzilla movie now has to be -1, because if not, it's schlocky, stupid, and boring. Even though, if you go back the last 60 fucking years of this franchise, there's only like, what, 5 fucking movies in the entire franchise that take themselves seriously? I'm sorry for any of you who think every movie should be -1. Go watch Godzilla Destroy All Monsters and then come back to me about how this franchise has to be this great, amazing thing. Shut the fuck up. Just shut up. I hate everybody who's been saying that, because all of them are going off the same fucking thing. And it pisses me off even more because they're all saying, well, every Godzilla movie should be -1.
No.
Completely ignoring Shin Godzilla, one of the most critically renowned Godzilla movies ever released. And the only reason you jackoffs aren't jerking it off like you are -1 was because it didn't win a fucking Oscar. Shut the fuck up. You're ruining everything. Just like you ruined Kamen Rider and just like you ruined Sentai. Fuck off. Back to my final thoughts. If you want a movie that is just fun without having to think about anything, this is fine. If you want a movie that's fun without having to think about anything that's better, go watch Godzilla vs. Kong. If you want something better than that, go watch King of the Monsters. Honestly, I think King of the Monsters still is, not to use a pun, the king of these movies. I think it's still the best one of the MonsterVerse, just in terms of story, pacing, everything. Besides the lighting, but hey, you know what? I think everybody has complained about the lighting in that movie enough. I'm not even going to try. But I think if you want to watch a movie like that, this is not going to hurt anybody. It's fun. I didn't even notice the runtime. It's okay. But again, like Jay said, it's not bad. It's just you can do better, and this MonsterVerse has shown that it can do better. Excuse me, and I hope it does do better. I hope the next movie, whether it's the last one or not, really hits it out of the ballpark, because I would rather this franchise end with a bang, not a whimper. But that's just me. That's just me.
That's just
Back
a theory.
Game.
Oh, he's dead.
He is dead.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He died. Quite literally. Anyways, but yes. So, if you think this movie should be like -1, shut the fuck up. You know what? If you want like a serious Godzilla movie in the MonsterVerse, like all you fucking jackoffs want, watch 2014. Just go watch 2014. What's the problem with that? I think people still like 2014, don't they? Right?
It's okay. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I didn't really like it back then. So,
not really. But I mean, if they want a serious movie to show the true nature of Godzilla, then go watch 2014. It took itself seriously. Just go watch that. You want to be a bunch of fucking jackoffs. Now, you know what? Just to fuck with them, Jay, we should just start a trend. If you want to watch something like -1, go watch 1984.
if you want to watch something like -1, go watch Spin's Wheel, Godzilla versus
Batra.
I guess.
You want to
Godzilla and the Smog Monster.
You want to watch
More
-1?
people should, actually, yeah. Let's fucking recommend Godzilla versus Hedorah to all these fuckers because their heads would.
No,
explode.
dude,
Oh,
Godzilla
yeah.
versus the Smog Monster. No, Godzilla versus the Smog Monster and all these postmodernist cucks would be so fucking terrible, because then you have like Paul Four Guitars making like a giant 15-hour essay about how it means something deeper than it does. Shut the fuck up. I'd rather not have that happen.
You want Godzilla
Godzilla versus the Smog Monster is a fucking acid trip where everybody who was making it was on acid because it was the fucking 70s.
You want to watch?
It doesn't mean it's not an allegory for the Holocaust or rape or anything like that. It's just saying give a hoot, don't pollute.
Pretty much.
Fuck off.
Literally.
Like, god damn it.
You want?
I'm gonna get in so much trouble for that reference, but I don't give a fuck.
What about
Yeah.
Godzilla versus the Sea Monster? That was that was underwhelming.
No. You know what, Phil? We gotta get people to watch Godzilla's Revenge.
Yeah.
There you go. Everyone should watch Godzilla's Revenge. It's the best Godzilla movie of all time. Wait, which is the one that he? No, that is the Smog Monster, the one where he flies away. Everyone loves that one.
It's classic.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. This MonsterVerse has been strange. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully it gets dumber. I want it to get so dumb that it doesn't even matter what the plot is. It could be Millie Bobby Brown just like spitting on the ground and Godzilla just gets really mad about it. I don't know.
I'm glad she's not.
She's not even going to be in the next. She's not even going to be in the next movie anyways. She's probably going to pretend to be like a serious actress for 2 years and then fade away and like to the sunset. Just like Timothy Champanamane or where the fuck
Timothy
his name is
Chalamet?
nowadays. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, next time we're here, Jay's going to tell you a story all about how Blazar's life got turned upside down.
Yes.
So we're going to do Blazar next time.
Something Bel Air. I don't remember the words.
We're going to do Blazar next time.
Yes.
If you don't like it, shut the fuck up. You're stupid. That's the show. That's it. We're done. That's Phil.
Bye, everybody.
Shut up, Phil. That's Jay.
That is Jay.
That is Jay. That's
Jay.
right, Jay. That's right, Jay.
That's right, Jay.
That's right, Jay.
That's right, Jay.
What are you doing here? The show's over. Go away. Bye.
Goodbye.
Yes.
All right, stopping.